Are we live? I think we're live.
I think we are.
It's been so long. I was worried
Wow.
that we weren't going to know what to do here.
Surprised that button still works.
So that's how you do it. So, hey, junkies, what is going on? Long time, no talk. We apologize. Things have just been a little chaotic in all of our personal lives and just haven't had the time. But now, park season, we're going to make some more time to do some more videos and talk about the park and
And cold, snow,
cold, snow, rain. I mean, there's still we could probably get snow on opening day. We don't know at this point.
Kirk, no talking about snow because we're sure you're going to watch.
So thanks for joining us this evening. We've got a whole little hodgepodge of topics that we are going to talk about. We are going to make you actually hold on to the end of this before we talk about some food and beverage updates, or should we say possible events going on. Well, you'll have to tune in to find out because that's not going to happen until later in the show. We got a bunch of people in the chat saying hello everyone to you, and we're live from various.
Registered for StreamYard. That's how we can see who the names come up. Otherwise, if you haven't registered, you come up Facebook user. We don't know who you are.
Yeah, so far what we see: Cindy Long saying hello, Heather Mackey, Angie Perez, Vita, Cindy Long, Corrine, Tom Burns.
All sorts of friendly faces.
All sorts of friendly faces, yes.
Oh, and there was a tease. That was a brutal tease. That hurt. How could you, Bob?
One thing I do want to just bring up to everyone's attention, Brent and I have talked about this. I just want to let everyone know Facebook groups are changing the way third-party apps interact with pages, and I should say groups, not necessarily pages. We're still going to continue doing live streams once Facebook puts the axe to us broadcasting live in here. We're just going to send you probably to either our page or our YouTube channel. We're still working that out, but if you hear in other places that you can't stream to Facebook groups anymore, it is true. You can't, effective like middle of April. So, who wants to start? Sarah, do you want to jump in with anything, or where should we go? We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, I apologize.
Sorry to cut you offline there.
Yeah. This is the most unprepared I've had for. Normally, I'll try to go around and see what's going on in other parks. I've done a little bit of that. I am back in school, so I don't always have the time. But we can. Let's start with speedy parking. That's the easiest one because I think the word got out on that a little bit and then it got quiet. But that was new, where they put license plate readers similar to a lot of car washes at some of our lanes. And it was initially an add-on. And we found out just a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it's been a month, I don't know, time is weird, that it is now a benefit that's just been added for all. So it's very exciting, but it's not like it's automatic. You do need to go into your account, mypass.sixflags.
mypass.sixflags.com.
And go ahead and enter your license plate for your car. And then from there, you really don't have to activate it, which is really great. When you come in, it will open for you. It takes a minute because it has to scan your plate. It has to then, register that it's valid, and then it opens. So it is a little bit of a process. But what it does is it's kind of becomes what used to be the season pass express lane in. Not guaranteed to be faster, not guaranteed to be shorter, but you at least you're not going to get stuck behind somebody who has to pay and is asking all of their, where do I park? Where do I go? What time is the 3 p.m. parade? Questions of the toll attendant.
provided that the signage up to that point is clear enough, because
Yeah.
that is a concern of mine, is if they don't have the signage out far enough back up the chute, anyone driving their car is going to see an open lane or flowing traffic and be like, I want to be that person. And then they're going to hit the speedy pass toll. So
I would imagine that, there's training for employees, but there's also training of guests. So I would imagine that there would be an effort to train guests and have the person or the people who used to be in those two lanes maybe have someone staged to just double check, similar to how they did back in was it back in Holiday in the Park, where they switched it, like you had to actually, somebody would greet you if you walked up to make sure you were in the right lane. It's been so long since we've had a Holiday in the Park. I'm very sorry.
So I
We
was just
have
showing my
Oh,
phone.
yeah,
I had it in the app as well. So I have it in the
Yeah.
app. I have it on My Pass. My Pass is letting me, now granted I purchased, so maybe that I'm an exception here, but My Pass edit email address is allowing me to enter 2 license plates there. I think the app is just letting me reference the 1 license plate. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, that appears to be the experience of a lot of other users, and that does make sense. So when it was a paid add-on, it would make sense that a whole family wouldn't want to pay for it for multiple passes. But like, for example, my family, I purchased it, but then there are 3 more people who were invited to have it. So I can understand in a free version, um, how they would only allow 1 license plate, but in the long run, it actually, for an average family, opens up more spots for more cars. You're not limited to use speedy parking. So if it's not the fastest way in, you can still go to a regular toll booth and scan the old way. If you don't want to give your license plate, you can still scan in the old way. There's a lot of options. And again, right now with something that's new, there's a learning curve for guests. There's a learning curve for the technology. Um, so it might not be the fastest, and I believe it's only going to be open during peak times, is what we were told last year. So there's no reason to have it open if it's just a dribble into the park.
And also
If
keep in
you
mind if you're, sorry, Sarah, I was going to say, also keep in mind if you're coming in strictly on the Washington side, Washington entrance, as of last season, they didn't have the Speedy Pass capability over there. So don't be, if you have it and you're going in on Washington Street and you're like, well, where's the speedy parking lane? There probably isn't going to be one. I mean, things could change. We've got, a few weeks before we know.
Yeah, I know Cindy is confirming that when she added the free version, it only has 1 card. That makes perfect sense. Like I said, in a family, well, if you're one person, very few people need 2 cars. If you are a family of 2 or a couple, you then still get the same amount of cars. And then if you're a larger family, you're actually ending up with more cars in the long run. Brent, do you remember, were there limitations to how often you could change the license plate?
Yes, I don't recall what the limitations were. Let me see. I'm still in the portal. Let me see if it mentions it.
So it's not like you, just letting everyone know, because we always have people who are like, "Ooh, how can I gain this?"
Yeah.
There are safeguards in place for people who are, you can't just decide, "Oh, my neighbor's going to go. Let me give you my speedy parking. Let me change
I
the
thought it
license
was
plate."
once a month, I want to say.
So here it's saying, at least in My Pass, I see vehicle. You can add up to 2 vehicles per parking add-on. Now, keeping in mind this may be because I purchased separately. Also, you can remove and update a vehicle only 5 times per year per parking add-on purchased.
All right. So remember that. I think that's fair. It accounts for people do get new vehicles and do get new plates for whatever reason. But I don't think anyone really gets more than 5. So that is, and that reads calendar year. So we'll see if it resets. It's something that resets in December. Or January. I have no idea who would actually need 5, but please be honest. Use it just for your vehicle.
Yeah.
There are
If you can afford 11 cars, buy another Speedy Pass. You can afford that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you have a different car. We do know for sure that if you are like Brent or myself and you already purchased Speedy Pass, I don't think you don't remember it being a lot. Oh yeah, or Gary, you're right. Or traveling with a rental. Yes, if
Oh,
you are
fine.
traveling
Be
with a
reasonable.
rental. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. um, yeah, that's nice. So if like you're out in California and you've rented a car for Magic Mountain, you could use it for that. Or if you don't want to change it, again, that doesn't mean that you can't use your parking. It just means you can't use speedy parking. So, like if you're traveling and you don't want to go through the whole issue of because you've got to change and change back, so that would be two. You might want to just decide at that point to just use your pass and scan in the old-fashioned way. We don't. I mean, people are paying for parking who are day guests, so we don't imagine that the tolls are going to go away. Um, yeah, okay. So it was $10. It was pretty nominal last year, but like if you have it and now it's redundant because it's been given to you for free, you can stop into guest relations at any time, probably not opening day. It's not a good idea. But on a lighter day, stopping in and just saying, hey, I purchased this, and they will take care of you. It will not be a refund, but you will receive some kind of in-kind compensation.
They're always so good in that building. So
Yeah.
I suspect it'll be something perfectly fine and amicable.
Kim, did you say that you knew of somebody who actually was able to take care of it?
Yeah, I think he called, right? Yeah, he called, I
Uh-huh.
guess, and talked to somebody. He said he called and talked to somebody.
Okay. What
And they
was
made
he
it cut.
told for that he would receive?
He was getting 4 skip the lines.
Okay.
He was getting.
Yeah,
So it might be different for other people. I don't know. I mean, we don't know. At least they're getting something in reverse.
yeah, that's something definitely usable. Very cool. Do you have any questions about speedy parking? I have a feeling that we're going to just have a big eye roll of not so speedy parking all year because it's not like it's not it's not like going through like the toll road where you just go through and it figures it out later. It has to read the plate. It has there everyone's plate is at a different place. I mean, my car is like basically dragging on the ground and then Brent's in his Jeep and that's gonna like I'm glad I'm not the one that has to calibrate where that
Yeah,
looks.
good luck with that. Yeah, so I'm expecting, honestly, I'm just going to dwell on that signage thing. I'm expecting every morning there's going to be some very friendly person who's just going to think, I want that line, and it's going to come to a screeching halt. I don't know how it played out last year.
That's a good. It rolled out at quite a few parks.
We won't know. We're going to St. Louis next weekend, so we won't know until then.
Well, we'll know from I mean, St. Louis, if you're looking for somewhere to go, you can drive down to St. Louis this weekend where they open. I was hoping to go this weekend and then I got a job for Sunday.
They did have it in Georgia, not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They did have it in Georgia.
Yeah, and I know I think it's pretty safe to say that it's probably everywhere, but we'll find
Yeah,
out.
you can always check out our sister group, the Six Flags St. Louis Junkies, and you can always post that question in there and get an answer.
I mean, I can tell you the
There's a
couple
lot
things
of
for St. Louis.
There's a lot of our group members going this weekend, so we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah. The speedy parking entrance locations should be the same locations. I know some parks do have a separate entrance for preferred. New England comes to mind where they actually enter close to where the employees enter. I would imagine that it is with the general parking because it is not tied at all to preferred parking. Preferred parking is still a separate thing. When I've traveled to other parks, it's been really clear where to go. Not everyone has a neat entrance like we do where you enter all together. Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm seeing all this St. Louis. Yay, yay, going to St. Louis. Our mod Katie from Six Flags St. Louis she's made a lot of friendship bracelets. So if you find her, she has some Six Flags St. Louis friendship bracelets to hand out. I know they have a pin giveaway, but I don't know if we'll be entitled to that because a lot of times giveaways are home park only. But then also kids who ride their new kitty coaster get a medal when they ride it. So if you have kids going to Six Flags St. Louis, they can get a little prize this weekend.
Now, are there any caveats to entering St. Louis with your Great America Pass before you've used it in Great America this year?
I think there will always be. If you haven't processed it, you have. I mean,
You have to
technically
call.
have to. Yeah, it's set up that way just because the pricing and benefits are different, and people generally will. There's a lot of messiness with it. If you if you try, you can't enter without getting it processed first through our park. I know our park isn't open, so um, we have great people on property right now who will take care of people if they call. Give them enough time, though. I mean, I don't know if you're planning on Saturday and haven't had it processed. I don't know with the holiday what kind of time you have left.
Yeah, well, this one, Michael's saying the 7th. Is everyone else the 7th or earlier? They're going this weekend.
We should have a group going this. I know there are quite a few going. Lisa said she's going.
Okay. Well, I hope
Yeah, we're
they.
going.
New Jersey. We have someone going to New Jersey.
We're going next weekend. A whole group of us.
Oh,
Anybody wants to come? We're going next weekend.
take over St. Louis.
I was about to pop a comment up geared towards Hector, but he already has dropped off. We'll still show it anyway, but
Yeah, why
one of his
not?
kids was telling him that his camera's off. So
That's Aveda.
I guess that's the good news. I think Bob, do we want to go into the rip the Band-Aid off new news about surcharges?
sure. What we started seeing at other parks that are open, when you are making a purchase, non-dining pass. Okay, so for me, example, Starbucks, um, making that purchase, they're adding a 99-cent surcharge to all transactions. And that this is something that is chain wide. It's not just our park, it's not just New Jersey. This is something that is chain wide. So you
And they're
will
allowed to
find,
do it. They're allowed to do it per card agreements and per whatever kind of it's allowed.
yep, it is allowed. So, word of advice, if you're with a whole group, place one order if you're concerned about the 99 cents on there, and split the cost of that.
Venmo,
But
Apple Pay, cash app.
at, yeah, cash at me, yo.
Yeah, don't do what my kids would do, and that would be, oh, I do want a drink after the order's done, and then, oh, I do want a fries after that order's done, because you'll end up paying $8 in surcharges.
Cindy, that's per order. That's why Cindy has a question if it's per drink or per order. It really, I mean, obviously you can still at Starbucks, you can show your appreciation per drink. But per order and it's every dining location. So yeah, it's per order. So one of comes to mind is if you ever go to the park in the May weekdays where there are field trips, or if early June where there are field trips and you have like a line of kids getting ready to go on a bus, that line takes a long time. So hopefully if people are putting things together, it'll help group some of the lines, group some of the orders. And then I know, it helps cover that's every time you swipe a card, the the park is paying. So I mean, I think it helps even some of that off. And somebody wants to do the math of how many 99-cent surcharges it will take to get a new coaster, then we can we can start a countdown. Oh yeah, building in
Yeah, I think this is a decision by corporate, and it is what it is.
I don't know where you build more into the cost when you're charging, when the average guest is paying what they are for a meal. I think it would actually end up more building into the cost than just doing this 99-cent thing. I mean, I go some places where I have to pay the 3.5% credit card surcharge that just gets added on.
Mhm.
It's getting more and more common. And it is. I mean, we're sharing it now, so word can spread.
As we said, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we just like to be open because we know that, and we also know that there will be threads up where people are complaining about it, and it's a change and it's not fun, and we understand that people have a right to be upset about it, and as long as we can be respectfully upset, and you know, the best you can do, if you don't like something, you always have the contact us opportunity to give feedback directly if you run. But this was not at our park level. I'm sure there are a lot of reasons. And we also know that we're in a position right now that even something that's happening now that we're getting used to, it could all be different next year, because we know that change could come or change could not come. So it's a very interesting year right now. I don't think that it's the this is how it's always been done year. It's buckle up. We're going to see some flux and some change.
Yeah, Sarah, to your point, just to be very clear, this is not a decision by the person working the register. Telling them you will be the 10,000th person who said something to them that day, and that is not where you go. And you frankly can't even beat up our park management. This came down. This is going across the chain.
Yeah, and it's labeled. It's every menu board that we've seen, it is clearly labeled. Yeah, yeah, and going and asking to have it refunded. I mean, those kind of things. Their hands are tied. You essentially, once you you can choose not to purchase things. You can choose to, as Brent said, group your orders. It's not going to come off of any of one's dining pass. Many people are already still holding on to their legacy discounts, so it's really not that impactful to add another $1. And yeah, the people to direct it to aren't in Gurney, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just seen a comment in there, just real quick. Somebody said they take cash now. No, the park is still 100% cashless.
Mhm.
So credit, debit cards only, or like Brent, I know uses it. Laura, we all use Apple Pay.
Yeah,
Highly recommended.
doesn't come off.
It's easy. They still have the
Cash to card.
cash to card. You just be prepared, especially if you're sending kids or it's field trip season. Make sure they have something that they can use. And of course, the cash to card is just like a regular, is it Visa or MasterCard? It's a regular one of those.
It's one of
Yeah.
them.
You can use it outside of the park, so it's not like you are stuck giving them all of your money. I'll still buy the same amount of Bob drinks.
I'm still going to buy the same amount of Bob drinks. Now, and again, just remember that this does not apply to your dining pass. So if you're going up, you're redeeming a meal, you're not going to be charged 99 cents. This is, if your kid is on, like Sarah said, your kid's on a field trip, or you bring friends with you to the park and they're making that purchase, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Bob,
Shareholders counting on you, Bob.
Is this just at dining locations, or is this dining and merchandise?
As far as I know, dining. Hopefully, somebody that might be watching can pass that info on to my way, but I think
Okay.
it's just dining.
So a couple good comments I'm seeing. Changes when the merger goes through probably won't happen until next year. Absolutely. Like anyone who's been asking about major changes, these are, again, these would all be interim changes. We don't know what 2025 will look like. But this is how things are gearing up for 2024. And then someone said, if you got a meal with the meal plan, but like add a cup of cheese sauce, that would add $1. That would add $1.
Yes.
So if you're just using your dining plan and you're using your credits and your total is 0, it's not going to charge you 99 cents every time to use it. We are so lucky that we're not the first park to open, because we know that there are always like glitches. And I believe at one of the parks when this came out, there was a problem with it charging 99 cents and things having to get, that's been worked out by other parks, thank goodness. But if you are, let's say you're at the place with the Korean corn dogs. Oh, yeah, we can. So there's a 99-cent surcharge for any dining order that you are paying for.
That involves,
per order. So if you use your meal plan, you get the Korean corn dog meal, but then you want to add the brownie dog if they still, I don't know what they still have. That I would anticipate would add the 99 cents because now you're paying.
So your $1 extra scoop of ice cream is now a $2 extra scoop of ice cream.
So consider, if you have a whole group, if you are ordering 5 extra scoops, maybe put them into one transaction and now it's only 20 cents extra.
What if you don't have 5 friends? I'm just asking.
You asking for a friend?
Asking
A
for a friend.
meetup.
Someone, please be my
Talk
friend.
about some meetups. Yeah, I mean, I always like to say on the flip side, we've seen our dining offerings expanded, not taken away. So those who have the dining plan, you're getting more options, more great options, and you're not paying that surcharge. So like if I buy something and it's an extra $1, it's an extra $1. It's going to help that per park spending, right? That's a really easy way to do that.
Someone's got bread.
Dining only. Oh, that is the person. This is a real person that knows it is per transaction on dining only.
Okay.
It is a reliable source. Buy 5 for yourself. Oh, that's delicious. And, we're really excited to find out what kind of ice cream we have because we've seen some other parks have some changes. Maybe some new flavors this year.
I know
So
Jamie
if
would be really excited if we've got a particular brand of ice cream brought into our park.
We know that St. Louis has, what kind is it? Is it St. Louis has Bluebell, right?
Bluebell.
Georgia had it too when we were there.
Georgia. Oh, and I think New Jersey has it. I think Texas has it.
Because I literally sent a picture to Jamie. I'm like, look. She was all excited. But she wasn't with us.
Got it in their city this year or this month.
Now we're on dining, Bob. Do you want to make some fun announcements?
Fun announcements. I'll make one, but still, we are going to talk. You do have to hang on. As I said at the top of the show, you do have to hang on to the very end if you want to find out about maybe some news about a recurring food event that we do before the park opens. But you got to stick around to the end if you want to find that out. But yeah, we can talk about changes, and change is kind of the key word here. And let me kind of pull something up here on the screen. So as it has been announced already that JB's is going through a remodel, redesign, complete makeover. And we've been lucky enough to have been given a little more information regarding what's going on with JB's. So first off, the new name has been revealed to us. And the new name is, some people are going to like this, some are not, the Windy City Sports Bar and Grill. Now, the Windy City Sports Bar and Grill is going to have a completely new menu. So all the items that you've seen on that JB's menu are no longer. I'm sure that we're going to have some nacho fans. They're going to get a little upset here.
Nacho
we don't-
Nacho is the only game in town now for the gourmet nachos.
Which, again, in my opinion, I will fight anyone on this. Those are the superior nachos.
It's
to
quality over
JB's.
quantity for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I just have a couple more computer renderings that were shared with us, but here's a great,
I'm seeing burgers and wings.
burgers, wings, a little bit of the inside. Definitely a sports bar feel
Minus the
to it.
out of date fatheads. This is really great.
Yeah, and just ignore the fact that there's some ugly Packers stuff on the wall on the right there, but at least we got our Bears stuff on the left. Here's some more of the another
It looks
shot
like
of
a
the
larger bar area.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a much larger bar spot in there. A little more of the artwork inside as well. They're also taking that patio and repurposing it, and we're getting another outdoor bar.
That patio is gorgeous.
And as a commenter pointed out, we very much appreciate them hanging the Junkies logo right above the bar.
Right. They hung it right there. We bought sponsorship this year. No, we did not. And then here's another kind of
Heather,
wide shot of it.
There will be no chicken nachos on this menu.
How do we kick
But Macho
someone
Nacho
off
will
the
take
stream?
care of you with chicken nachos.
Is there a way to kick someone off the stream here, Bob? Where's the button?
Yeah, we could try. No, completely off topic. I mean, I've in a different group, I've actually seen live bannings take place, and I know Sarah has seen it too. But it has happened. I have seen people get kicked out of groups.
They also spend 20 minutes selling T-shirts and merch, so we don't do that.
But yeah, I know don't have a lot of answers in terms of menu or anything for the Windy City Bar and Grill,
Look
but
at those chairs. Look at those stadium
the
seats.
stadium seating. Yep.
I'm assuming that upstairs is just decorative.
Yes.
Yeah, if you notice, and it might be really hard to tell from the PowerPoint photo that I have in here, and I'll post these in the group a little later on, so those, if you want to get a little better look, but it appears, and I'm moving my mouse like, I'm controlling it here like in a Teams meeting, but the roof looks like it has the football field line markers on it.
This vibe kind of remember. Does anyone else remember the old Cubby Bear North?
Oh, a little bit.
This
yes.
kind of has the Cubby Bear North vibe to it. It's not huge, but like a mini. Yeah.
There's like something up on the
There it
top.
is.
It looks like baseball.
There's a little bit. Yeah, there's some baseball bats hanging. I didn't notice those at first.
Who says theming is dead?
Oh, and it's got the football field underneath. If you guys weren't talking about that, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, the upstairs is just decorative.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, there's not. That's just decorative. You're not going to be able to walk around up there. I mean, unless they decide they want to expand and try to go with a second floor with some outdoor patio seating. And
They're putting garage doors on everything too. If everybody's noticed.
I like that.
Yeah.
That gives a lot of more flexibility. And Bob, just so everyone's aware, this will not be an opening day attraction.
This will not be their opening day. There's still quite a bit of progress inside that needs to take place. I did see some images of the inside off of a particular person's TikTok that I'm not dropping names on, but there's a lot still going on inside.
Someone was wanting renderings of the main entrance. can't give away everything. It's
No,
got to be
you're
an
gonna have to show up opening day.
yeah, there has to be that wow factor. Tracy, you know there's never a Target opening day because there's so many pieces that have to come together.
And all sorts of inspections, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get this one sooner than the Yukon barbecue pit. But yeah, so this is what to expect. I'm not sure. Obviously, these are the computer renderings, so I'm not sure how quickly you're going to see the signage and the outdoor done.
Where in the park? This is the old JB's. Formerly, before that, it was the Crazy Buffalo Saloon. It's in Southwest Territory. So really, our sit-down restaurants have all received some major refreshes in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
We saw
Steelworks.
Steelworks and Yukon barbecue, and now this. This is,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, nice addition.
as we learned on our picnic, it's not um because some of these structures are so old. This one not as old as some of the other ones, as there's special consideration of when they're fixing things and tearing them down that they have to take. So it's really cool that they're doing this.
Another great spot. If there's games on while you're in the park, I'm sure you're gonna be able to watch some sports.
Now, what a nice like centerpiece for all the festivals that happen around there.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off. So, Sarah, did you want to talk about some of our events that we're going to
So we're just really
try this
excited
season?
we're excited to continue to connect. Part of one of our goals this year is to really just try to connect people offline as much as we do online. It's kind of a theme a lot of places because we live so much of our time online. So one of the things that, and we're trying to reach different areas. So we anticipate that Christmas in July will come back. We know for sure the picnic is back. What's the date again, Bob?
August 4th.
August 4th. Tickets are already on sale.
They are already on sale. They're available. Some people have already purchased tickets. So
I mean, we keep getting bigger spaces and filling the. I mean, last year we filled our space pretty well.
yes,
So you do want to make sure you get on that, because at a certain point they don't have a space where they can give the presentation and everyone can fit. So make sure that you grab your tickets. We still do anticipate some of these park invitations and being able to share them with you, but we're also looking at ways again to connect. We've tried pin trading before. We're thinking that we want to reach the young and the not so young and everyone in between. So one of the things that we are developing right now is a junior junkies like meetup, like a play date. So I have one on the schedule for early in June. I just think that when my kids were younger, especially if I had one that could ride and one couldn't, and it would have been nice to have families to meet up in the park. Not that we're going to babysit, but like a connecting for young families. If you have, let's say you have an 8-year-old and you come and we'll meet, I think the first one we're meeting in Camp Cartoon. So at least we can move from there. But just meeting other families and matching kids up who can ride together just for a couple hours. So I'm hoping to do them at different times and try to do them at least once every 2 to 3 weeks, just so families can connect. We're also thinking of doing some, grown-up nights where we just hang out at one of the beer gardens or one of the areas and just kind of vibe, meet up together just without kids, which is kind of fun. Sometimes around the events that the park is having, and just sometimes just to meet up. We will do some more ride takeovers. I think the opening day, we're hoping to maybe do a carousel, as many people as we can get on the carousel. So look for information on that. And then we're playing with some other ideas. But again, our theme this year is really um, using the park as a meeting place. It's something that we all share. We all share the love for the park, and connecting as much as we can with all of you. And so if you've ever been too shy to come, I know we had so many people at the Gurney Mills meetup, but just come. I think a lot of people have just become friends just riding a coaster together, or going to a show together. Just that's how all of us have connected. I'll be in my-
Unmute myself. I even realized I was on mute there, so I'd stop. If there's any, we're even open up to ideas for, for events. So, if you've got anything, drop them in the comments on
Yeah.
here, or message us, or create a post, and we can see if it's
I mean,
if it's
I even think like,
feasible.
yeah, one day of like if you have, I'm thinking with like kids things, like I have a stack of Six Flags things that my kids have grown out of. Like we could even do something where you just like exchange your stuff that's been grown out. I mean, just different things that we can do. Can do we could do go-karts if they're still there. I don't know if they're open. If you want to, host something, or if you want to just let us know if you want to help plan something. It would be really fun.
Yeah, even if it's a ride takeover, our only caveat is if you're going to organize a ride takeover, you need to show up.
You have to be there, and
You got to be
oftentimes
there.
you have to be early. Moving through the park is a little hard sometimes with a lot of people, as Jamie and I could tell you, with Jamie particularly with Christmas in July. Well, what is the one we did something where we did a tournament. We could bring that down. We did the Justice League tournament. It was like a rainy day. Yeah, those kind of, skill game, or the Justice League is a great one. Was Heather? I'm sure Heather was the winner of that one.
Maybe we could bring
Yeah.
like Dapper Days.
Yeah, for days. That could be really fun. So Vita, what we're looking at is really spreading them out different times. I know some people, for a junkies play date, a lot of times doing them early in the afternoon is an easy time for families. And knowing we have to go around when rides are open. But a single riders night, we could do a single riders night. It's hard to make sure that we have a good demographic for that, but we could always give it a try. I know we've had people asking. I heard Harbor. Yeah, we like a yeah. Yeah, doing a meetup in the harbor. One of us has to be available to host. We like to, because at least people know where we're coming. The other thing to help is if you get some Junkies merch. So I got myself a new Junkies shirt coming up. It's in teal. I'm really excited, and a bucket hat.
I always try to do one in Rockford every year as well.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and I think we plan on doing that again. Yeah, I I think the Justice League challenge was so fun. I met some new people that I had not spent a lot of time with before, and it was really cool. And it was a really nice way. We had a lot of teens and preteens that did that along with some of us. It was really nice. And we just we like to have a safe thing. So we ask that parents check in, and, um, we don't want to be responsible for children who we don't know, and they shouldn't look to people they don't know. But yeah, we're really trying to make a goal of at least something every couple of weeks where we can connect in person. Any general, I think that's the only news. Works. So let's see. Speedy parking, surcharge, JB's, Wow Factor opening day, events. And should we take any general questions before the big reveal? We're right at that 45-minute mark, so we're in good spot.
I'm
Yeah,
just
and
thinking out loud.
I've been. Go ahead, Brent. I don't want to step on you. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, thanks. I'm wondering if the park still owns that foam cannon, because that was a great, when my kids were that age for those kids meetups, that foam cannon was everything. They talked about that for months or years. How great that was.
Oh yeah, but there was for a while. I feel like they got a really good deal on foam because it can't shut up at everything. Are the pirates coming back?
They
The
did.
pirates will be
The
back.
Pirates will be back. I guarantee it.
Anyway, back to you, Bob. Sorry about that.
I was just kind of looking, through the comments and talking general questions. I seen somebody ask if we had any Sky Striker updates. Not really, other than
It will not
there
be
was
an
a
opening
post. There
day.
was it was either a post or a TikTok that the park put out a little while back with picture. I think with the kind of the footers were in place, but
Yeah.
that was about the last update we received on that. But I know they're targeting late spring, so
Yeah.
we just began spring just to give everyone an idea there. So
And remember, spring technically goes, the calendar spring technically goes through a good part of June.
mhm.
Any work, there's always work on the wooden coasters.
Yeah, I know there was. I thought they were doing a little bit of work. Let me see what I.
I feel like I saw something set up on, like they're always doing work on them. That's just kind of the nature of wooden coasters.
Well, I have just been told from a extremely reliable source that the target date for Sky Striker is Memorial Day weekend.
Ooh.
Yay. So that, I mean, and that tracks because that's when, what was our last attraction? I can't remember.
Last attraction. Well,
Was it
last.
Max
I mean,
Force?
Max
No.
Force was the last ride that was added.
Okay. There will be shows.
And again, don't kill the messengers. Can I have that title back up on the bottom?
I'm bringing it.
There have been height changes. So
Where is it? Oh.
And
just
some
going through.
going up and some going down. So it's gotten both ways.
Correct.
You read my mind. I was trying to think.
Definitely make sure before you decide what rides you want for the day to make sure what the heights are now.
Yeah, we'll put, once we have the ride guide that usually comes out pretty close to opening day, it's really good to review that since we know there have been changes.
And
Great
for those
news
who,
is-
yeah, if and you're unaware, the two ones that really had the change it was Triple Play and X Flight.
and
So
Triple
now my
Play,
child can ride X Flight by himself, but he cannot ride Triple Play by himself.
it's a different restraint.
Yeah.
I think some of it has, I just know, like in the car seat world and the sitting in front world and having a now adult child who has always been small, like I worried that she wasn't going to be tall enough to drive technically. It's not just the height. I think it also anticipates the rest of the size of the body. And so there are other people that said it's set for the safety and comfort of everybody. So yeah, Triple Play, and I think it didn't change. You can still ride it. What is it with an adult?
I think 42.
I think it's 42 now.
Was it
with an
36 before with an adult?
adult.
Yeah, I believe it was
That's what
36
was.
before.
Okay. And it whips around. Those rides whip around.
JJ was very excited. He can finally ride X Flight. If he's not going to fit on Bowl, he can at least ride X Flight.
Yep, I have a 53-inch tall ride buddy who is going to be very happy about this.
it's kind of nice to have like a little step up before, like another step up from 48 to 52. It's nice to, it'll build a nice progression. If somebody ever wants to work on a progression, a suggested progression of coasters, that would be something we'd be happy to post.
I did see a comment out there too asking about, some of the other kind of attraction updates, and I'm just going to share some of the information that was shared at No Coaster Con that Ace puts on. Usually it's around February-ish, I think. Joker was scheduled for a lift chain replacement and a completion of control system station update. Viper's getting retracked. Wizard's getting a new control system. Eagle is getting a lift chain replace. There's some major rehab going on Crazy Bus, and Condor scheduled to open this season.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Any other questions on anything from? I think they're holding off on the questions because they're wanting us to.
Make your parking reservations.
Yep, parking reservations are open.
But understand that early in the season, it's not always going to be manned. They'll do their best. Gary's got the info from the No Coaster Con too.
I know he was there.
Yeah, if you are like really into the rides and really into knowing all the specifics on, the mechanics, you could definitely join Ace and be a part of their event as well. New benches. I mean, this year, instead of clubhouse pictures, we'd love to see you pick your favorite bench and do a post and tell us why it's your favorite. We'll make it a thing.
And if it's a really popular bench, we might have to go live from that bench and kind of share the view with everybody.
Many people can have the same bench. There are many different times a day, and if we have a favorite bench, then we've got a new meeting spot. But yeah, if you love a bench, tell us this year. We want to know which bench
takeover.
No, we don't want to break the benches.
No, we don't want to cause any damage, but
any Coke
but
VIP lounge, not that we know of. I don't know that anyone has one open right now. Any of the bench selfie. I would love to see your bench selfies, and I'm being 100% sincere about that. But don't just give me the selfie. I want to know why. What about that bench? Just don't be too weird about it.
Darn. Okay, now I can't post mine.
And maybe at some point we'll vote up the best bench selfie at the end of the year. I don't know. Maybe someone can 3D print us a bench for a trophy.
The picnic prize.
Yeah. Yes, we could announce it at the picnic. It must be present to receive it.
You have to be present.
No, we just developed another event. Well, I don't know if the game lounge will be back. Premium. Our meetups are all premium. Every one of them. I don't know if the game lounge will be back. I hear it was a lot of fun. I'm not an Ace. I joined Ace. None of us are actually in Ace. We're kind of like park junkies, not so much coaster enthusiasts, but we love our Ace members. They've asked us to join on one of their events before, right? Batman.
We helped them out with the Batman event.
Yeah.
You're just backstage right now.
Oh, hey, Dana.
That is not Hector.
Yeah,
if you want to come to the picnic, come to the picnic. We'd love to have you. The more the merrier.
Just message any of the Junkie team members and we will direct you how to purchase tickets and the code
Yeah, and if you're ever like
Somebody just
worried
changed my
about
name to
coming
not.
to our, if you're ever worried to come to one of our events, and you want like, even for the picnic, if you're like, I don't know, I'm nervous. We'll find you someone to sit with. We'll find you someone to connect with. We'll look and say, I'm coming and I'm nervous. Just message one of us.
And don't worry, you won't have to sit next to Brent. We promise.
Oh,
I mean, we don't sit next to Brent.
that's true.
Oh, Ace Coaster Con next year is at Great America. Sweet. See, we're plugging things for you, Ace.
There you go.
Ace is responsible. It's American Coaster Enthusiasts. So if you ever see, they have a couple, is it two? Two of our
They have
coasters? have the
Whizzer and
little-
Batman, right?
Whizzer and Batman for
There's
sure.
definitely a plaque outside of Whizzer.
Yeah, Batman does. Does Little Dipper have one? Or does
Sure,
it just have the
It has the
here?
memorial.
This is really special to Chicago.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Little Dipper was originally in Kittyland, so it's a lot of people rode that as their first coaster, but it was not at Six Flags. It was in Melrose Park.
We'll also have
Sad.
we'll also have Coaster Candy opening in
Sure.
Hometown Square, the
Oh,
former
that's
spot of
right.
Trudy's that will be reopening this.
Hi,
season.
Leia.
You have a cat.
Bob has
Parents.
is Eagle.
The
I
cat
don't
has
know.
joined the stream.
Mhm. Yeah, you know what? That could be. We missed Coaster Llama, and he used to do some epic scavenger hunts. Maybe the first weekend, if everyone can find, and if you're an ace, don't do it. But look out and see how many ace plaques you can find. How many new pins are they coming out? Didn't you give a preview to the pins? There's like a whole bunch of pins coming out.
Yeah,
Or
there was a post that there's some really cool retro looking pins that are coming out for not only our park but some of the other parks as well, and they're kind of really retro logos.
Yeah, they have like their pin game is. I think they're reading the room that pins are really kind of something we look to sell out.
Yeah, when we were down in Georgia, actually the one when you walk in there, whoever's been down there, they have that one big huge area where it's a big huge like shop that you can go in. It was closed, so we couldn't even get into there. So to even look for pins, I was just thinking about that. It was totally closed. There's only like a handful of shops open down there.
Someone asking a show question. We do not have information to release on the show at this time.
There will be a show, right? There'll be a show. We just don't know.
Ooh,
what
retro
show.
posters. If I had an extra like den, I would do it. I would do it up in those posters. We share information with you all as soon as we can share it.
Except for the secret, which we're hanging on to for dear
Which
life.
we're really hanging on to.
World's worst secret.
Well, we're at like what, the hour mark? So
We're at an
it's
hour.
probably
We're at the hour mark.
Time
It's
to-
time.
to drop it. Well, for those who have been in the group for a couple years now, you probably know what I'm about to announce here. For those who have joined, probably we'll just say since opening day last year, you might not have an idea what we're talking about here, but once again, we have been invited back to a food training event that's going to be hosted the Saturday before the parks open, so April 14th. We do not have a time yet for this event, and we're still working out what the donation will be per person to attend.
Is it the 13th or the 14th?
Whatever
I
that
was
Saturday
told-
is. Did I give the wrong day?
13th.
Yeah, it's the 13th.
The 13th.
My
Sorry.
wife's birthday. Yeah,
13th. Yes, the 13th. I've got a calendar right in front of me, and that's why I use, for those that don't know, Laura is like my walking calendar. So anytime I need anything, I run my schedule through Laura because I forget what day of the week it was. So anyway, we're going to be putting up probably in the next few days because this news came about not long
It will
before
not
we
be over the
kind of went
holiday
live.
weekend. I would
Yeah, it won't
not
be over.
anticipate it's up till next week.
So what we're going to do is we'll be putting a link up for you to sign up for the events.
For a
We're
chance
gonna,
to go to the event.
for a chance
A
to
chance.
attend. We're only allowed to bring 75 people this year, so it's much smaller group than we have in the past. But what we'll do is everyone who enters, we'll give you a few days to actually go ahead and get that. And it is going to be limited to yourself if you win and one guest.
Is there an age limit for the guest?
There's that. You can pick, and if you got multiple kids, unfortunately, you're going to have to choose between bringing one of your kids
Yeah, I don't care
or
what they say.
significant
I have
other.
my favorites.
But
I already
we
told
will
mine they can't come.
for those that register, we will randomly be selecting the winners prior to the event. So once we have a little more info,
Thinking this.
Can
like I
you
said,
clarify? Are we having 75 people or 75 people and their plus one?
no. So
75
basically
total.
34 people with their plus one. So many will enter,
Few will
only a
win.
few will win. Okay. So
And when, there's a donation, right? That's
It's a
expected, and
special.
also feedback, I believe.
Yeah,
correct?
I think everyone get you do. We last year did it go to Special Olympics or
I
did it
think
go
it
to
was
another
no,
cause?
it was. I think it was, if I remember correct, the Gurney Food Pantry.
Oh,
think so.
food pantry. Yeah,
I think is where
it'll
that one went
always
to.
goes 100% of the donation goes to a charity. The park has a lot of charities that they go to. I think the food pantry was really appropriate for this because everyone eats everyone, so it was great. The employees get ready. Every guest who comes opening day has employees that are ready. Those who attend get to try some of the food. We do ask that you fill out a survey after you're done eating. It's usually, I mean, there's only so much you can eat. It's usually certain locations open and really it's not usually a long period of time.
No, it's typically in the past it's always been about 2 hours.
Yeah. Last year, so the reason we're doing this as a drawing is the first year it was a much bigger event. It was the first time. It probably went overboard with people filling their back of their truck up with things. And then last year we thought we'd just have a set sign up time, but it filled up in
It was like 2 minutes
yeah,
because we said we
2
would take the
minutes.
first X amount and it filled up in under 2 minutes.
Under
was
2 minutes. There were more guests. It filled up in under 2 minutes. We had a long wait list, and it really didn't feel fair because if you had it didn't feel fair that way
If
because
you blinked,
so
it
much
was,
at 2 minutes, connections. And so this allows more people to look at their calendars, some time to prepare, put in their information. And what we'll do is it'll populate onto a spreadsheet, and then we'll simply do like a random number selector or a wheel. It'll just tell us whatever line number you are, that's who gets in.
And
We'll
it
do
is
it all live, so it's up and up so you can see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
it's
you
a
can actually
neat
see.
opportunity. It's really a fun thing, but only sign up if you're going to be responsible about filling out each and every survey, and your guest is going to be doing that because we're providing this feedback. They're doing a nice thing for us. We have to give them the feedback they need.
Free food. Everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Everyone
Well,
wins.
and one thing I do want to mention though too is, oh God, where'd everybody go?
We're here. We hear you.
Oh,
You look
no.
frozen.
Oh,
You look
hey, you
frozen.
can all hear me?
We can
We
hear you.
at least. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, not anymore.
Now we don't hear you.
That's what you get for driving across in banana.
Cindy, we will announce it and put the sign up on our Facebook page. The form will be open for a set amount of time.
Yeah, and it will be up there for a few. It'll be a few days. It's not going to be like, as Sarah was mentioning, we filled up in under 2 minutes last year, so we pulled the link down. So if you weren't on our page within the 2 minutes there,
I mean, some people were typing in all the names. If you had a big last year, I think you could bring.
I think you were allowed to bring 3 extra people.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but by the time they entered all the names in, it had already filled up. So
I just put up someone asking if kids can attend, and
kids
yes,
can
only
attend,
your
but
favorite.
they count.
They count
You
as
get
your
plus
guest.
one. Yeah.
So if you're selected, you are allowed a +1. That could be significant other, friend, family member.
That's on
your favorite
that's
holding
child.
our team to. We're holding our team to that rule as well.
And to clarify, it's going to be in the group, correct? Not on the page.
Yes, in the group. This is exclusive to our group members.
Nothing else
Not
open.
if if you're watching this right now, and you're in our group. I shouldn't say if you're watching this now because this will be posted to our other channels later. But
Did it again.
you have to be part of the actual Junkies group. If you're following on our page, if you're following us on Instagram, you have to actually be in our group to be eligible for this event. And then again, as we said, it's going to be various food locations open, everything from possibly a sit-down restaurant to snack stands. I know Bubble Tea was open last year for a little bit.
And it's really important because that's how they learn the processes, the order process, and where things. So we do ask everyone's really patient because some of it is finding where those places can be where there's room for improvement or changing a process. And that can only happen with a long line when it's stress testing it. So
You're in the show.
And for some of them, it might be their first day working.
Like ever in their life. I walked up to one and they didn't have their spoons. They didn't know where the spoons were. You can't get mad. You're there to help them. They're doing a nice thing for you. They had to go find the spoons. That's just the way it goes.
And we all know what these lines used to look like years ago, opening weekend. And since this has been going on, we haven't seen those opening weekend issues. So it really is helping prepare the table or prepare the show for all of the guests on opening day.
Yeah, friendly junkie standing there waiting for the spoons with a smile is a lot better than 300 guests yelling at some poor kid who's working his first day.
Well, that's what I was going to say before my phone rudely disappeared me. Even if your opinion is that you don't like it, and that's okay because that's your opinion, state that politely. Be kind, be courteous, use your friendly words. Like we don't want anybody to be upset about anything. We don't want customers or workers to feel like anything bad is happening. So just be good, be nice.
That's part of what this,
And
in
clean up
the
after
survey
yourself.
there. In person, thank you so much. Thank you. And if there's something that you notice, that's what that survey is for. Or if somebody from upper management says, "Hey, well, because I know they were going around.
They were walking through, yeah.
How was this?" Then you can say, "You know what? Thank you so much." Always start with a thank you. Thank you so much. It's delicious. Here's how it would have been better. Here's what I noticed. I think last year we noticed that it was Macho Nacho.
There was no queso in mine, I think, and then yours had something different, and we just showed the person. Look at the difference.
And it was fixed.
Yep.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to say this, but all the food does need to be consumed in the park.
Yes.
We don't want to see anybody walking out of the park with any food with them because they're wanting that survey based on them serving you that food at that point in time. And if you're taking food home, warming it up in the microwave, it's not going to taste the same.
It's not fresh. Yeah, encourage, not discourage. Yeah, we have found people who are don't be. It's tacky. Don't bring to-go containers. Don't. If you have people there, maybe get different items and taste different things. There's only,
you can only eat so much.
Yeah, I know we don't like food waste, but they do have to give us a full portion just to get used to what that full portion is. that's where we talk about connecting, like connect with some junkies, maybe ask for an extra plate and you guys, dole out 6 different things and try it and do the surveys. But don't take it home.
Yeah, for me and my +1, we won't even order the same thing. I'll get I'll get one thing here, please get something there. If I see an open booth, even if it's something I don't really love, I usually go for that and just say, you know what, each person has to get a chance with a customer.
Yeah, and if you see, if you're craving, let's just say pizza for lack of better terms here, and there's a long line there, move on to something else and come back later. We don't want to cause huge backups for any particular item, so there's going to be plenty of food options available. So just kind of move on and circle back at a later point in time.
Most of us are on a dining plan anyway, so it's not like and go to the park a lot. So it's not like you're never going to see things again.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about Aunt Martha's. That wasn't.
We didn't have Aunt Martha's last year.
Yeah, it hasn't been around for 2 years because we had the chicken and waffles.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, just be on the lookout for that link. It'll be up for a few days. I'll pin it to the top, so when you first come into the group, it should be there. And again, you may as we said, many will enter. You are going to win. You need to think about if every person in this group enters, that's 13,000 people.
Just remember last year, I had over 300 entrants in 2 minutes last year.
Thank you, whoever hit that.
Thank you.
I know we're getting some questions. Is this going to be opening day in terms of dining? We don't know.
We will give you all the information. I mean, I know Friday the 19th, I will be up probably chatting with all these teams. These team members will be working on the daily alert. Usually we do it the night before on for opening day, and we'll give you all the information we get. And we usually are given a lot of heads up because it is really helpful to communicate as much as we can to people. And it helps everybody out so people don't come and say, what do you mean that's not open? We don't know what they'll tell us.
Yep.
And someone else just made the point here, unless they want to take credit for it, Laura. I ended up cleaning up a couple tables last year at the event. Just walking by and someone just got up and left their stuff. And no, that's not how Six Flags works. Clean up your stuff.
Set the tone.
Yeah, because remember, if you are at this event, we know who's there from the Junkies group, and hate to say it, if there are problems, all people who are entered will just restrict you from future events. So if you see something,
probably get called to the principal's office.
Bob does. Because we're guests, we're always guests.
We want to work as a team and keep Great America clean.
I feel like we need that on a pin.
In a shirt.
We are working on some new logos and new things. It's kind of fun to identify each other with merchandise. We don't buy merchandise and sell it, but we do throw the logos on things, and you can buy through one of our partners or through our partner. But definitely love to see the Junkies logo. I also I got stopped by probably somebody who was in middle school one year. It's like, where'd you get your Junkies backpack? And I was like, I just have things. And he's like, I want a new pin. I don't think we have many pins left.
No, the order is probably going to be placed tomorrow for the pins. So we will have our Junkie pin, which that is our logo. That is the logo I set when we began. So that logo will always be on the pins unless we're doing a special pin for picnic or if we decide for some other event that we need a specialty pin, and those will be limited.
Yeah. And that's part of like what pays for them are the whatever little bit that comes from these shirts. We don't run any kind of, it's kind of, people buy enough shirts, then we print some pins.
Just what's the best way for people to get to our shop? Is it the main page?
The page. I know that Bob has thrown the link if you look at our featured. I know it's a little harder on a phone. If you look at our featured, it carousels and you can find the link. But on our page, it actually links directly to some of the merchandise. I'll update it probably later this week. But they're always, Spreadshirt, just you can customize it. You can add things on the back. Like if you want like the Junkies logo on the front and you want it to say like premium on the back, you can have that. They'll add that to the back.
You can premium.
You can have the premium Junkie shirt. Can you, yeah. So I think that's about all we have.
Yeah, it is. And I would just throw this up here. We know you're late. We're not going to recap, but we will post this video up afterwards so you can come back and watch the whole entire.
I'm in the
show.
group and unable. Can your family? Yes, your family can come to the picnic. Yes, of course. I love hearing all the people who are visiting other Six Flags parks. If you're visiting another park and you want to like we love those kind of posts.
Yeah, make a post.
Make a post and give some pictures. I mean,
post us where your pin travels.
Yeah, I tried doing that, and we'll start another. I know there's a "Where in the World is a Junkies" pin, because I did that when I was traveling last summer. But we love to see the Junkies pins out in the wild, or we love to see, you guys at other parks to hear things. Hey, here's how they do it here. Here's a cool thing I saw. Mine is always here's Moose on the Loose. I would kidnap that ride and bring it to our park any day of the week. Yeah, love to see when we go out. Again, if you are especially if you're in St. Louis this weekend, I hope you have a great time. I hope you have a safe drive down there. Let us know how things are. You can share on our page or our sister page. You can go to other parks too.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. I'm gonna go.
And believe me,
it's
when
okay.
the park opens, we will all be there. Feel free to stop us, say hi. We don't bite normally.
Speak for yourself.
SeaWorld today. Yeah, we just love parks. All of us love parks. I don't think there's a park we don't love. So
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been a while. We will obviously with the park opening and us having information, we'll be doing these a little more frequently than
I'm sure we'll do one the week the park opens.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a park opening recap.
We don't tend, so we'll probably do a preview closer if we have more information. We don't usually do recaps until we've given them 2 weekends, although that might be.
Well, you got the training thing though too.
Yeah, yeah, but we usually can't share the. Oh yeah, we'll be on for the training, but we usually don't do an official recap about the park until it's been open for 2 weekends. Just it's out of fairness.
Yeah, and speaking of the training, just by you saying that reminded me one more thing for those that are selected, and we will remind you if you are selected to attend the training event, absolutely zero photos and posting on social media, including your own personal channels.
And including in our group, it's
in our group.
After the park opens, you can throw it all out there. But it's just one of those things, because things can, after feedback can change, and they'll have their own official pictures. Great Escape, I'm just gonna say, Great Escape is opening a new restaurant, and they have this whole video with sizzling food. They stepped up their game. Okay, good. Yeah, let's have a great year.
I like the sentiment.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good way to end.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us the last hour and 20 minutes and 22 seconds. But yeah, we'll see you around the park. You see gators in the park, definitely stop, say hi. We don't bite. We might have pins. You never know, unless you ask.
Maybe we can have some
All right.
fun with some of the code words to get a pin again, like we did for.
Oh
one last year.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we want to see where your pin has traveled to.
All right. Well, Brent, hit the magic button and take us out of here.
All right. Oop, I was not ready for that, but I am working on it. And there we go.